Hey everybody, Roy here from Aurora Infotech in Orlando, and today I want to have a discussion with you on the coronavirus, and particularly as it relates to what the potential impact could be for your business if you are forced to close your business or, wind down operations, so to say, because maybe the building that you're in gets quarantined, or the building that you're in is closed, or that, the city decides to implement some type of quarantine or curfew. We've already seen economic icons such as Microsoft, Google, Facebook, and many others send off memos to their employees, requiring them or requesting them to work remotely. As a matter of fact, earlier this week, Google sent a memo to all its North American employees requesting that they work remotely at least until April 10th. And that's a good, 3 to 4 weeks. The idea, of course, is that, it's based on containment and somewhat isolation. If we isolate people, the chances of spreading are smaller, and then we have a better chance of containing and getting better control of that virus. But from a business perspective, what does that mean for you? That means you're going to have employees who cannot come to work and sit in their warm seats that they're accustomed to sitting in. And most businesses out there are not set up today to enable a remote workforce or support a remote workforce. So you're going to start to need to think of what your plan B is going to be. And this is the time to really start putting together what is called a contingency plan or a business continuity plan. And you need to think of this no different than a natural disaster, because that is exactly what it is. So, if your workers are forced to stay home and work remotely, how is that going to look for your organization in terms of their ability to get to the applications and the data that they need to get to securely and protected, meaning, that it's not open and we're not using what I call shadow IT or third-party applications to route data through. Because this type of scenario here, where people start to use Band-Aid solutions to enable their operation, is exactly the ripe environment for potential data breaches, lawsuits, and all sorts of things that come with that. So you need to start thinking about the security of your data. You need to start thinking on how you're going to enable your employees to connect back to your offices or to get to your platforms, etc., in a secure environment. You need to start thinking about stuff such as your phone systems. A lot of companies still have legacy phone systems where it's, the old copper lines coming into the building. And so those are things you need to start thinking about. How is it, if people are working remotely, are they going to, be able to answer phones and be able to continue to work? It could very well be that your area here, in particular, let's say here in Central Florida, maybe we are under some type of quarantine or isolation, but other parts of the country may be working. And if that is where your bread and butter is coming from, you certainly do not want to have, that impact your bottom line. So what can you do? Well, first and foremost, start putting together a contingency plan. Start taking an inventory of every application on your network that, your users may need to have access to. So let's start looking at your security protocols and what it would take to enable your users to work remotely. Let's start looking at the phone systems, and let's start looking at everything. You need to start documenting this and almost building a map so that, which will help you and put together the framework for your business continuity plan. If you live in a Central Florida area and you need any help with this whatsoever, please reach out to me. I will be happy. We at Aurora Infotech will be happy to help you put together that contingency plan. Not only help you put it together, but help you implement it and support it if need be. If you're anywhere else in the country, still try and reach out to me if you need help, because I have partners throughout the entire U.S. Who are more than willing to jump in and assist if need be. That's it, folks. Just, in life, you always need to have a plan B. This is the time to start putting plan B in place. And I take you back to one real life exercise, I would say. And, I shared with you guys a few videos ago that I'm a licensed pilot. Well, during my flight training, the days were much different back then. We did not have iPads and digital cockpits and everything else that are there today. And so when we were planning our trips, we needed to look at, the departure airport, the destination airport, and anything along the path because that was the plan A, B, that was the plan B, C, and D in the event that something went wrong. So in life, folks, always have a plan B, and it's always better to plan the contingency ahead of time rather than trying to plan it during the middle of the disaster. Thanks. Have a great day. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep crushing it, and we'll catch up on the next one.